I'm here to prove to you that bankers, especially in the Federal Reserve System, make multiplied trillions of dollars and never create one thing of value. Are you with me? An automaker might make 1 or 2% profit. A builder might make 10% profit. But the printers of money have no limit to the amount of money they can create and the wealth that they can create for themselves.
All right, everybody. How are you doing? It is the 19th. Wow. Okay, this month is moving along. Well, Bitcoin took a dump. And not just Bitcoin. We all know that when Bitcoin moves, the whole market moves. And today it was not just cryptocurrencies. It was stocks. It was gold. Everything fell. So what does that tell us today? Probably some margin calls, huh? Probably. We don't know everything. But, you know, what's funny to me is everybody tells us that Bitcoin, it's the people's money, right? It's the way to get away from institutions, yet we have more institutional buying than ever. Huge institutions, huge hedge funds, lots of money being moved around here. And we've got certain bankers telling us it's going to $250,000, while the others are saying, you know what, we're dumping Bitcoin and we're buying gold. The truth lies somewhere in the middle of this, and I want to open up with this tweet here from Gold Telegraph. This is a quote from Michael Saylor. There's also a video to it. We'll go ahead and listen to it. But wow, I surely hope that this is taken out of context. But I'm not so sure, because this is exactly the kind of attitude that we see with people that are in cryptocurrencies, right? And they tend to outshine gold and silver at the moment. We do have some people that are very hardcore into gold and silver, and they'll talk about this in the same sort of way. I think that we need to kind of pick through the pieces here and find out what fits best for us in the moment. But let's just take a moment to look at this video and go over this a little bit here. This is how people get hurt, in my humble opinion. All right. I don't like seeing this sort of attitude towards any investment out there. So take a listen to this.
But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin. So what I would say is use all your time to acquire Bitcoin, finance entities and weaker currencies to buy Bitcoin, or educate yourself on why this makes sense if you're not sure. But
educate yourself on why this makes sense. Holy cow. Guys, this is how people get burned. And maybe if your timing was just perfect, this is a good strategy, right? But we're talking about manipulated every market. I'm not just talking about cryptocurrencies. I'm not talking about gold and silver or the stock. I am saying every market is absolutely manipulated, and your timing had better be spot on. Let me tell you guys something. It's one big club, and you're not in it. I'm not in it. We're not in this big club. So telling anybody to take all of their money, everything that they own, to go into debt, to leverage up to your eyeballs to acquire something, this is not a good strategy, and this is something I will never promote on this channel. This is outrageous to me. So now let's kind of get into what the bankers are saying, and I actually need to fix this up for you guys a little bit here. This is from Market Watch. I am subscribed over there. I would say it's not a bad idea to be if you would like to be as well. All right, so Bitcoin at $250,000 in a year. Well, doesn't that get people pretty excited? This was actually posted yesterday. This article was written yesterday. So this rocket fuel will help to get it there, says Goldman Sachs alum. Wow. It just hurts my feelings to see this sort of stuff. I might even need to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can read it just a tad bit better. Give me just a moment here. All right, so after a lackluster start to the week, stocks are struggling for gains, though beaten down technology names have perked up. Yeah, haven't they? But everything took a hit today. We saw this. Let's actually go ahead and see what they have to say. So the faithful need to hang in there, says our call of the day from former Goldman Sachs hedge fund manager And cryptocurrency bull Rual Pal, I really hope I said his name right, excuse me if I didn't. Not only does he see a Bitcoin catalyst coming this year, he is also sticking to a bullish price target. Interesting. I think BTC, that's Bitcoin for anybody that's under a rock, goes well above 250,000 in the next 12 months. And ETH, Ethereum, well above 20,000. The chief executive officer of Global Macro Investor and co-founder of Real Vision Finance and Crypto TV told MarketWatch. The second most popular cryptocurrency behind Ethereum is nearly 20% below an all-time high of $4,382. That was seen last week. Oh, man. You know, what's really interesting to me, and I think that we can all really point this out now, is I'm going to go back to the people's money, right? Is it the people's money when you have millionaires and billionaires and banksters playing this game, when you have hedge fund managers getting into this game, when you have ETFs for products like Bitcoin or Ethereum? Is it really the people's money at this point? I'm going to let you guys answer that question. You know, the whole reason that a lot of us got behind Bitcoin is because it was out of the banksters' hands. When you see crashes like this, those banksters could help accelerate those crashes. Now, do I think that this is the absolute end of the bull run? I can't be for sure, but because there is so much media push for this, there are so many bots and real people too on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you go. It's all about the Lambos, right? I don't really understand the Lambo thing, but that's where people's minds are.
But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? New Lamborghini.
And the media. When you have Wall Street backing these cryptocurrencies, I'm not sure that I can say this is the end of a bull run. Now, I'm a person that holds both. So I'm not a person that's totally against cryptocurrencies, but I also want us to realize what is happening here. You know, and I would say the same thing to the people that are into Bitcoin or these cryptos that diss on gold or silver all the time because it's this dusty relic. Well, that dusty relic seems to be doing pretty well for me right now, and it has been since I've been acquiring it, which was about 6 years ago. 6 or 7 years ago, when I was 18 years old, I started buying gold and silver. And that's been a key portion of my portfolio. It'll continue to be. I don't think anything will ever change that. And I mean, cryptos go into this as well. Now, I've put less into cryptos. They have paid off more. But this is also because I sell. I don't hold crypto forever. I've used it as a sort of gateway to get into other investments that I would like to be in or to add into other positions. If you've got great gains here, it's also a great place to maybe, step back a little bit. Where do you need to pay off some debt? Do you have any? Do you want to get out of it? This might be a good time to do that. If you can pay off a good chunk of debt and still hold some of your investments, that's not a bad idea. I'm not telling anybody what to do here. I am not a financial advisor, very far from it. But looking at where things are today, if we continue with the attitude of everything is going to go up forever, well, somebody's going to get hurt. I found this to be really interesting. This is off of Zero Hedge here. So 14% of Americans own crypto. Here is the profile of the average hodler. If anyone doesn't know what HODL actually stands for, it's hold on for dear life, which is kind of what people were doing today. I do expect to actually see crypto bounce back, but how long does this last? This is very, very, very interesting to me. You know what? I'm going to link this in the description because I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. I don't want to do that, but please go and read this article because the statistics on it are amazing. I want you to go and look into these things. Now, I'm not surprised that 74% of holders are men. But more women are becoming more interested in this. So again, this bubble that's being blown up here, it could have a long way to go is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if this is the end. If you're in a bad position right now because you bought a boatload of something that just crashed on you, the best thing that I could tell you to do, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, but the best thing that I could tell you to do is probably hold on to it. The last thing that I would want to do is sell at a loss right now when maybe 10 days from now, maybe even tomorrow, you're back at even. You're only going to end up crashing the market more. So I know that this sounds so stupid because it's what a lot of the crypto bulls are telling you, but it probably is best to hold on if you're in a bad position at the moment. Now, what I did find most surprising here is people 55 through 65 actually own 4% of crypto, that are 4% of the crypto holders, which is interesting because people 18 to 24, I'm 24 years old, only 3% of these people. So I find it very interesting that boomers actually have or hold a little bit more crypto percentage-wise than, people 18 to 24. Now, the highest number of people that own crypto are aged 25 through 34. That's 39% of crypto holders. Thing that I liked the most about this article, if I could actually find it for you here in a moment, crypto curious. There's a good number of people that are very crypto curious. All right. Now, what is that? That means that they haven't gotten into it yet. They're just kind of looking from the sidelines and they're waiting for an opportunity to get in. Maybe this was the opportunity. I'm not very positive, but 77% of U.S. adults indicate that they are open to learning more about digital assets. 90% of them identify as at least somewhat knowledgeable, and 45% consider themselves extremely or very knowledgeable. So we've got a new wave of potential crypto buyers coming into this. Now, again, everybody thinks that there's some savvy expert. I can promise you, you are not. Even if you look at the charts all day long, you have to wonder, what is the bank going to do next? Please, I will share this article in the description. Please do go and look at this, read it, look at the statistics, and you tell me. Is the bull run over? I really don't think so. As a matter of fact, we could be far from it. And this is an okay, here's the deal. Everyone has finally figured out inflation is here, right? Now, instead of the normal rush to safety into precious metals, I do think that cryptocurrencies are stealing the thunder from what would normally go into gold and silver. Does that mean that I've stopped buying gold or silver? Hell no, definitely not. Because when this comes crashing down, people are going to need a new rush to safety. Gold and silver are still going to be there. The price points are nice. Entry points are nice. For where I believe this market is going, gold and silver is still undervalued. Cryptocurrencies, yeah, they're in a bubble. I think that you should be cautious of this bubble. I'm not going to slap anybody's wrist for maybe wanting to get into it, but have a good understanding of what's going on around you. Now, the last article that I want to bring up here, this is where things get kind of interesting because you have one side that is saying, we're all in, basically. Bitcoin's going to $250,000. That gets a lot of people excited. But we also have big institutional investors apparently dumping Bitcoin and going back into gold. This is what JP Morgan is telling us. Now, I don't trust JP Morgan at all. Most of us here don't. But it's still interesting. Now, I am not subscribed to CNBC Pro, so we can only read a tad bit of this, but I'll give you an idea of what they're saying here. Institutional investors are dumping Bitcoin in favor of gold, reversing a recent trend that played out over the last 2 quarters, according to a new report from JP Morgan. Now, we have seen a lot of money leaving the crypto markets. Now, there's always a buyer that's going to come in and pick that back up for now. Now, this continues to say, based on open interest, the CME Bitcoin futures contracts, the firm said large investors are shifting away from Bitcoin after favoring the digital currency over gold beginning last fall. The Bitcoin flow picture continues to deteriorate, and it's pointing to continued retrenchment. Sorry, my mic is in my way here. By individual investors. Ex-Goldman Sachs alumni saying one thing. You've got JP Morgan saying another. Where does this put the people at the end of the day, right? Now, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do here, but I am going to say be very cautious in these markets. Be extremely cautious in these markets. I used to think that I had a bit of an idea of what was going on because, I've made some money here and there and I've positioned myself nicely in a couple of scenarios. Right now, I'm kind of on hold. I am still buying a little bit of silver. Premiums are a tad bit high for me, but I know in the long run, it doesn't really matter where those premiums are. Am I going to buy more on a good day? Of course. I'll always buy more silver on a good day, but please be cautious in crypto at the moment. I know it is very appealing because of inflation. I know it's appealing because you see all of the people that have rented Lambos and rented private jets online.
But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things?
Remember, these people don't own these things. And again, I would like to say, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. I would just like to get some input from you guys. Is the crypto bull run over? Is it dead? Or is it going to come back bigger and better than ever? That is for you to decide, and I guess for the rest of us to find out down the road. I hope that you enjoyed this today. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I had some issues last week. I actually had an internet outage that lasted more than a week. So because this channel is not big enough, I cannot create community posts. Most of you guys don't follow me on Twitter. I do have a Twitter and an Instagram account. I tend to be more active on Twitter, but please do like, share, and subscribe this video. Let's get it big enough to where we can at least do community post and let the people know what's going on. If I disappear, it's not just because I wanted to leave you guys, but something probably came up, and something did come up. I do have it fixed now. Hopefully everything's good to go for the next week, and I do intend to make a lot more content, so please stay tuned. And let me know what you think. Are we at the end of an era or no? Bye, guys.
After they couldn't get the American people to swallow the lie of a central bank by creating war, they decided they would artificially create, listen to me, recessions, depressions, inflations, and panics.